All right, guys. Welcome to our, I guess, Wednesday call. I'm so used to saying the Monday night call. Um, but we're doing Wednesday calls now. For those of you guys that have been wondering why we kind of changed that up, we just really love the content that corporate has been putting out with the different diamonds, and we didn't want to cram too much on one night with those Monday I think they're called whatever, the Monday calls that corporate does. So we definitely want to be Monday motivation. Thank you. I was like, Monday momentum, what is it? Motivation Monday calls, they are just so jam-packed with content. So we're focusing on that on Mondays. Every other Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a team call that's kind of focused for the time being on this 90-day push that we're all working on. And then during the day, I am doing lunch and learns every Wednesday in regard to Wellness Wednesday. So kind of helping the team with products, just nutrition info, anything along kind of more that scope of things right in Team Taylor. So first, I want to thank you guys all for hopping on tonight. I made a nifty little PowerPoint, but I'm just really excited about everything that Plexus has that has kind of been pushed out, how they did Super Saturday, everything that they've been just doing going forward has just been enhancing. And I feel like we just are so empowered as leaders and business builders in this company right now. And we're at a really good point to do a 90-day push throughout this convention contest to really make some changes and build some momentum within our businesses. And so I wanted to just kind of gather us. I have this, well, I'll go ahead and share before I just go through all my content. Hold on. Okay. So basically, I have this idea of what I want to see, happen within this team. I really want to see us all just cheering each other on, this electric energy, this team bonding, and just everybody working towards the same goals at the same time, and have this great synergy of just amazing women making great strides in improving themselves, their families, financial situation, their friends, and families' health, and then just moving themselves forward from a mindset perspective and personal perspective. And so I love the idea of kind of linking arms with everybody. We work way better as a team than as individuals, and so focusing all on the same things and going in the same direction, I think is really huge. Now, each of your leaders and each of you guys are going to have very different views or just little like tweaks and changes and things to add, because we're just all so uniquely gifted, and we focus on different things, and we have different gifts and skill sets and things to add and passions. And so I think each of us is going to kind of take this and make it our own, but we just work so amazing together, and I love that camaraderie, and I just love how we've had it in the past, even locally, just going out to wine nights and doing that kind of thing. So that's my kind of vision with all this. And I know Amy has that same kind of vision as well, and Amanda and Taryn, and literally everybody on this call, I think, just loves that aspect of Plexus and this kind of sisterhood, brotherhood, family that we have going on and moving forward. So with that said, I wanted to talk tonight about the goals that we're setting. I went through and I looked at all the different goals that you guys had, and some of you guys made rank specific goals, so I put them on here. Others, you guys, I apologize, I wasn't able to discern from where your goals were what those rank goals were. So if your name is not on this list, it wasn't because I didn't read what you wrote, I just couldn't figure out where your actual goal was in 6 months. So step one, what I want you guys to make sure and do is to create that rank goal. Let me actually pull up the chat because I want to be able to see that too while I talk. Can you guys see when I open the chat tab? Is it on the main page or is it hidden from you guys? You can't see it? Okay, good. I just want to be able to follow along with that too without you guys, that distracting you guys. So I encourage you guys to make rank specific goals and actually have that, like, I want to be gold in 6 months, or ruby or diamond, or whatever that looks like. Sit down and really think about what that is, because you set that initial goal and then you're able to dial it back and figure out, okay, these are the things that I have to do. If I'm going to commit to this goal and this rank goal and this points and all this kind of stuff, that drives your activity and your actions, your urgency. It impacts who you run with and who you surround yourself with, because if let's see, Jamie and Tammy are going for senior gold and you're going for diamond, and you're trying to leapfrog, 3 different three different ranks and all this kind of stuff, you're going to take massive action versus somebody that's like, oh, I want to go silver, or I want you guys really, really locking arms with the people that you see that are going at the same pace as you. But first, it takes defining that in your head. Like, what is that to you? What are you committing to? What are you making to have happen in your life? And honestly, I could care less if your goal is massively lofty, and you're about to hit like warp speed ahead and go for it, or if your goal is literally to regain rank. Hey, that's where I am at too, guys. Okay, so there's no shame in that. But if your goal is to regain rank and maybe hit the next rank or whatever that looks like, I don't care. But I want it to be clearly defined, because that defining that goal and understanding where your destination is like the biggest key in hitting it. You cannot get in your car and start driving and expect to get to where you want to go without having some kind of a plan or typing that address into the navigation, right? So I want to just kind of read out to these guys that have already defined their goals and are speaking them into existence already. Gold, we've got Tanya, Heather, Sandra, and Ashley. Senior gold, Jamie, Tammy, and Lisa. Ruby, Tamsin, Allie, Caitlin, Brittany, Katrina, Nicole, and Jennifer. Senior Ruby, Jen Rand, Emerald, Amy Morton, and Marion Noon. And then Diamond, we've got Amy and Amanda, and I should put myself in there too. So I have some big goals for myself and for Gavin. I want to get both of us to Diamond. I am skirting the edge of it right now, so it won't be too crazy for me, but for Gavin, we got to do some major pushing. So I am in this with you guys. Huge, okay? Well, now it's not moving forward. There we go. Okay, so let me go back. I think it just, there we go. Oh no. Technical difficulties. Okay, so that's step 1, is kind of defining where that destination is, because without the destination, like I said, you're not going to get where you want to go. But step 2 is that mindset stuff. If you set that destination of, hey, I want to hit gold, I want to hit diamond, I want to hit emerald, whatever that is, I want you guys to really get in your head that it's not just I want, it's I will. I am making this happen. We are going to do this. This is happening. I'm speaking it into existence, and every day I'm living, breathing the actions and activities that are going to happen. And what I love doing there, and Amanda Grubb, I always use this example, but it was just so, it was such a big part of your story. She came to me, she's a sapphire on this team, you guys that are not on her team, and she came to me and she said, Sarah, I'm ready to make this a little bit of a business. I just want to get my hair done, okay? And so that was her first goal, and it was awesome because it was measurable. She desperately wanted to get her hair done without having an argument with her husband. She wanted to get colored and the whole 9, right? We all know that that's expensive, but she didn't want to have that argument with her husband. So it meant to her, not just the $300 or whatever it was, it meant to her more peace in her marriage, but also pampering herself and doing something that makes her feel beautiful. Like, that was a goal for her. So it wasn't just the $300. There was something behind it. There was something that said, okay, I don't want to fight with Chris. I want to be able to do this for myself, but I want to make the money so that he can't say anything about what I'm spending my money on, right? So you guys think about that, okay? And it can be big, it can be small, I don't care what it is, but if that gold, take a look at what each of those ranks that you guys set that goal out to be, or maybe it's not a rank goal yet and you're still figuring that out, look at that average income sheet for each and every rank. And we know it's average, right? So it's not guaranteed that you're going to step into that rank and make that amount of money. It depends on, you know, how many points you have within that rank and all that kind of stuff. But that's a good average to look at. And I want you guys to put some meaning behind that and think, okay, that $1,000, that 3,000, 5,000, 30,000, what is that going to do per month for me, right? So how would an extra $1,000, what does that actually mean? Does that mean sending your kids to private school? Does that mean being able to pay off your debt and finally stop fighting? Would that mean, you know, going on a vacation that you have just been dreaming of to Disney or something along those lines, right? Like whatever that is, put it in both the monetary term and then also the like make it personal and give it a little bit more life. Okay. So also make it visible. I'm huge on this because the visualization of opening your phone every single day and whether that you pre-make your rank graphic on there or you put the haircut that you want to get when you get to that money you know, amount that you're going to get, or you put the Disney pictures because you want to take your family to Disney. Make that visible on your phone, on your computer, wherever you guys sit and do your business. Or if you wake up in the morning and you're doing your hair and your makeup and getting ready, maybe put something in your car so it reminds you, okay, listen on the way to work to training videos and self improvement mindset, whatever it is. On the way to work, just put something so you can see the destination, so you can see, okay, yes, I've got this on my mind, I'm doing this. And then you've got to verbalize it. And I know that's the scariest thing. You guys are already doing it on this call. You're already doing it in the team pages. But tell your husband, tell your best friend, tell your shareholders, tell your upline, tell your primary leg, your running partner. Running partners, whoever this is that's doing this with you, verbalize that to them. And it just makes it more real. And you know what? Sometimes even making a post on your main Facebook page that says, man, I'm telling you what, this time in 6 months from now, I'm going to be doing really huge things in my business and I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be hitting gold or whatever it is. Like putting that goal out there holds you accountable, just like a weight loss goal. I'm going to lose 30 pounds in a year. Like putting that out there makes it real, makes it you hold yourself accountable, and it changes everything because now other people know your goal, and that just builds in that layer of accountability for you guys. So it's huge to speak it, not just keep it here and say, okay, you know, this is what I'm going to go for, because if I don't hit it, it's okay. You know, it's okay to not hit goals, but it's not okay to set the goal and not try, okay? So we want to try and do this together. This is serious. This is like, we are doing this, okay? So grab your partners with similar goals, whoever that is, and run with it. And I have in bold down at the bottom there, what you focus on expands. And I have said this phrase more times than I can count lately. And I don't want it to lose its meaning because it's really, really critical. And think about that. What it means is, you know, what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on the I can't, or this is the reality of my business, or this is where I am at, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Or if you're focusing on your end goal. So you're focusing on your end goal versus where you're at right now. That's going to drive you towards that end goal. If you're focusing on where you're stuck and where things aren't working and the things you don't like about your physique or what's happening in your life, you know, any of that kind of stuff, that's going to be where you're at, because that mental focus leads to action. The action leads to results. So it's so, so huge. Yes, exactly. If we focus on the bad reports, that's all we're ever going to see. Okay. So right now, did I just do that again? No. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a hot mess tonight. Okay. So the tools that we have, and this one to me is just absolutely huge. The tools that we have right now that are just like, they are momentum shifters, game changers, you guys. I am watching these tools be put into action by corporate, and they are brilliant. They are making impacts immediately, not just months from now, but immediately. And one thing I forgot to put on here was the poinsettia promotion that we currently have going on as well. That is a huge tool for growth, because I want you to think about that. We've got these perks. We've got consistency clubs. So with perks, we have a reason to stop the bleed, stop the drain from flowing out in the bathtub, right? Or in the bucket, or however you want to look at it. We've got that perks that is like plugging up the bottom of that bucket and only letting a slow leak out, but it's stopping the just like an outpour of water from that bucket. And then each of the people that we're adding, we're not waiting a month to see what the results within our points and within our business and the impact in our ranks. So with those two things combined together, those perks and that poinsettia promotion with the immediate impact to your growth, it is explosive towards ranking. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to go for gold next month because this month I'm going to add 5 people. No, you're going for gold this month because this month you're adding 5 people, which is insane. And I love it so much. So using these tools, these 3-day trials that we have going on, Amy and I have been talking about these on our team pages. So has Amanda, and so has Taryn, Megan as well. I don't think she's able to get on this call tonight, but you guys, we have all been really talking. We have some brilliant things planned. We have so many people that have stepped up and wanted to be leaders on these trials, and they are working. If you guys have not seen the Jennifer Leith video on how she executes these trials and what she does in between to lead her folks through it, she has had some major success. She assigned 25 level 1s from these 3-day trials. Like, that's insane. She's a diamond that's been in this business for 7 years, and she signed 25 people. So these are working, and I'm really excited to be able to deliver them to you guys in a consistent basis. So right now what we're working on is having 2 per month, which is a very quick pace, but that's kind of what we want to happen. We want to be moving at a quick pace and having these opportunities to really invite, and really get into this habit of, okay, on Monday, you're going to be able to add into this trial, you know, getting some trials at your house, carrying around with you. We'll go through all that at a different time, but definitely watch that video, follow along with the connection challenges that we're doing that are right there as well, that are on the team pages, that are leading you into adding to these events. So huge. Yes, Lindsay Bessa already has 3 people in the trial, where I'm seeing people add like crazy into there. You guys, these trials work. They really do. So definitely using them. Betty too, awesome job, ladies. So along with that, you guys know the consistency club, we all got super excited about that. All like 87 people from our team hit it last month. And you guys, if you didn't hit it last month, that's okay. We still have the whole year to be hitting these, right? And all of these tools right here are going to help you. And this 90-day push is going to help you. So even if you didn't hit it, that's okay. You're not counted out. Like, that's the beauty of all this. But there is now a reason to have some really constructive conversations with our folks and really move business forward at a much more rapid pace. At a win-win for everybody involved. Obviously, convention contests in Mexico launch as well, with all of the corporate stuff that they are putting out, and the huge launch next month. Okay, so the breakdown of the goal that I want you guys to set. Obviously, when you hopped on this call, you guys type into the chat there what you want to see from yourself from a rank, points, whatever perspective 6 months from now. Whatever that is, speak it out, speak it into existence, and then I want you to dial it back to, okay, so my 6-month goal is here. Then what does that mean my 3-month goal has to be? Okay, where do I need to end this month? What do I need to do weekly, daily? Like, what all needs to happen? What are the actions that need to get to that 6-month goal? Because this is the big kahuna. This is what we're after, right? And really even beyond that, then a year. But we're just going to start with 6 months right now. And I want to hear, like, okay, so 6 months, divide that in half, 3. What does that look like? And then what does that look like on a monthly basis? What do we have to do this next 3 months to add up to there? And keep in mind, with the poinsettia, with the perks, your retention's skyrocketing because we're using those perks, and what you're bringing in is immediate. So we can really amp up the timeline on all of this too, which has never happened before. So stinking awesome. And I'm loving seeing all these rank goals in the comments. You guys are just rock stars. And the other half is we have to have fun with this, right? So I already talked about, what you focus on expands. But if you're thinking, oh my gosh, okay, reaching out to people, I just really don't like doing that, blah, 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 and like just sitting there procrastinating and thinking about how much it stinks to have to message these people, but you have to do it. No. Switch that and say, I can't wait to make somebody feel better. I can't wait to have a hand in creating my next testimony. Or this is fun. I love attending these trainings. This is so fun to sit down and work my Plexus business. And it's so fun to see the immediate results from working my perks report and to have these conversations and have these people tell me thank you for reaching out instead of going, having those awkward conversations about turning their subscription order on. This is fun, but focus on the win aspect. Focus on the bright side, the positivity, because being positive is a superpower. Absolutely. It changes everything. It changes the outcome. So think about and brainstorm if you're kind of in a funky headspace, which I have definitely been in. I was absolutely there. 2018 and 2019 were some of the most difficult personal years of my entire life. And so I let head trash sneak in, and I've had conversations with you guys about this, and that's okay, if you've been there too, but I want you to recognize it and then focus on what brings you joy in this business. If you love hopping on and educating people about the products and showing them things about nutrition that they didn't know before, that's like one of my favorite things to do. I need to make sure that I am holding myself accountable to doing those things and doing those Wellness Wednesdays and that kind of thing. The other thing I love is I love watching women crush goals. So I love helping people, which I have gotten away from. I love doing these coaching calls with my level ones, one-on-one, and saying, okay, your goal is to add 3 this month, and then this, and then this, and then this, whatever's going on in their life. That is what brings me joy, is then seeing them say, Sarah, I did it, that's awesome. Okay, but what are your favorite aspects of this business, and what do you love about the mission that you have with Plexus? What is your why? Think about that goal, and then whatever you've associated with that goal. If it's your hair, whatever it is, not fighting with your husband, not fighting over finances, like what tangible thing can you attach to that goal to help drive you? And that is going to end up bringing you joy in this business, changing the simple things and focusing on the absolute fun within this business. So the other thing is, with that, because we want to be focusing on the joy, we also want to consciously remove the blessing blockers in this business. So I have a couple of the things that I believe are really huge blessing blockers in this business. I think negative relationships, okay? I'm not talking about family relationships or anything like that. I'm talking about people that you are maybe running with that might even be in this team, right? Or coworkers that are super negative to you. And anytime that you talk about, your dreams and your hopes and desires and bettering yourself, they're like the negative Nancy coming in there going, wah, wah, I don't think you can do that. That's not realistic. That never happens to anybody. All those types of people. I want you to you don't need to cut people out. I'm not asking you to do that, but you don't need to give them your time, and you don't need to give them your mental energy, because that is going to block your blessings, okay? What you focus on expands. Who you surround yourself, those people have impact between your 2 ears, and that's huge. Gossip. I have been definitely guilty of this before. So gossiping about what your upline is or is not doing, what your sidelines are doing, what your team is doing, all that type of stuff. All of that, you guys, when it when negative gossip hits you, you have the opportunity to either pass it along or allow it to stop straight with you. Don't feed into it, because it turns into that toxic negative thinking, and it turns into your focus, and it turns into that negative energy and reduces the positive energy in your life. Okay. Perfectionism is another one. And I'm guilty of all these. Apparently I should not be given this call, but perfectionism is truly, it's a very difficult one for some of us to get past, because what I'm meaning by this is waiting for the perfect time to reach out to the person, waiting for having the perfect verbiage to send to somebody, waiting to have the perfect way of presenting this to them, or the perfect video, or the perfect, whatever that is to you. That perfectionism is stalling you in your tracks. It is stopping you. Action that is not perfect is better than no action, right? So it's never going to be the perfect time. It's never going to be the perfect circumstance. It's never going to be the perfect words, because that's not human. That's not who we are. And guess what? People want authenticity. They don't want perfection. Comparison is a huge one as well. Seeing somebody else rank up or have success or add to their Mexico team, and comparing yourself to them and their circumstances. And you don't know what they've been struggling with to get to that point right there. You don't know if they've had the worst 3 years of their life and they have not added 3 people in 3 years, right? And suddenly they're being celebrated for whatever's happening there. That comparison will steal your joy and kill your spirit. And it is toxic. So celebrate, turn it into oh my gosh, girl, that's awesome. How did you do that? Turn it into a learning, turn it into, hey, what can I learn from that? What are you doing that's working? I want to hear about it. Let's brainstorm, limiting beliefs are huge. And I actually have my notes from Super Saturday, because something that they said just really stuck out with me on limiting beliefs. Sometimes we are not consciously aware that we have limiting beliefs, because the way you view it is the way you do it. I'm looking at my notes, but people experience limiting beliefs. They experience them as facts. They don't experience them as limiting beliefs. So then they experience this as a factual representation of their life. My network isn't into this. Okay, that's a limiting belief. And then when you say, girl, your network's into this, that's not true. They say, no, I'm just telling you the facts of actually who I know. And you're like, no, that's not true. Okay, that is a limiting belief, because then we use confirmation bias to turn it into fact, but it's not a fact. Okay, so we've got to drop those limiting beliefs of who we are, what we're capable of, our current circumstances, and recognize those limiting beliefs for what they are, and stop viewing everything as black and white, fact and not fact, right? You can change those things as long as you start to recognize that those beliefs are actually not factual. They are not. Okay. The wrong 5 is definitely similar to negative relationships, but I'm going to get to it a little bit further in here. But the wrong 5 is surrounding yourself in this business setting with running partners and accountability partners that aren't the best suit for you. Either they're negative, or they just want to complain all the time. I don't know if you guys have ever been in Plexus threads where people are constantly complaining, back office stuff, issues with annual web fees, or just whatever is happening in their life. And they're really, really focusing on that instead of being solutions oriented. So really just take an assessment, because the people that you surround yourself with have crazy amounts of impact on your joy in this business, on your self-belief, your self-worth, and your motivation too. And so if you surround yourself with enthusiastic, hope-filled people that are filling your cup and you're filling their cup back, that is a much better place to be in than these people that are sucking the life out of you and being a drain as opposed to filling your cup. The other thing is shame. So an example of that is being being ashamed of where you're at in your business, feeling shame for not holding your current rank or not being where you thought you were going to be, or just feeling like, you know, you're not worthy of this, or you're not a good leader because you can't find, you haven't been able to create business builders yet, right? So that shame, we have to drop it. We have to release it. And then the last one is entitlement. I should be here. I've been in this business 6 years. I should be at XYZ points because so-and-so is at XYZ points. I have been in this business for 3 years. I should be emerald by now. That is an entitlement mindset, and that is so dangerous because that's not true. You know, have you realistically put in the work that, you know, needs to get there? Have there been circumstances beyond your control? Maybe you have put in the work that it took to get there, but there's been circumstances that have happened, and guess what? You're not there. There's more work to be done, and you can do it, but you're not entitled to a rank or a certain point level. And further, I just want to say this because I fall into this trap all the time. You are not defined by your rank. You are not defined about how many points it says in your back office when the clock strikes midnight at the end of the month, whether it says 100, 1,000, 4,500, whatever it says. That does not define you. It does not make you a better or worse person. It does not make you a better or worse leader. It does not make you more or less capable at network marketing. It is just the fact of what your team is doing at this very moment, and it is not indicative of the future, and it is not connected to your self-worth. So I want you guys to commit to these plans. You can see I put that on there. I kind of talked about it before, but imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. So you just have to start. So what level of activity is going to reap that reward? Are you at an insane, crazy pace where you know I have to make up 3,000 points, you know, in the next 6 months because that's my goal. That's what I'm going for, right? That's going to be a fast pace, and you're going to have to gather a lot of influencers to do that. And it's possible, right? But what is that pace that you need to set, and what's that activity level that you need to set to hit that reward, right? To hit that goal. How many personal additions do you need to recruit yourself? How many new people do you need to create to be silver underneath you? How many people do you need to help on your team have success and start growing their own teams? How many reach outs is that going to take? How much of your network, where's your network at right now? And are you going to need to expand your network to get where you're going? Because you guys, I'm telling you what, all international expansion aside, America has not heard of Plexus. I am telling you what, I do not walk into Kroger by my house and have a single person recognize me from Plexus. It is not saturated. They have no idea who we are, what we're doing, and what we're building over here, okay? They don't know, and they need it. Every single person that you see needs Plexus, and that's the brilliant part of our personal company that we all chose to do network marketing with. But you guys, it is not saturated. So network expansion, your network might be tired of hearing from you because you've gotten comfortable and you've been reaching out to the same people over and over again. Guess what? The fun part of network expansion is you get to go out and be social. You get to go do things, try new things, go into new groups, join new things, and that type of thing. And then I really want you guys to practice the art of inviting people to look at our comp plan, inviting people to look at our products, inviting people to come to an opportunity meeting, inviting people to come to our 3-day challenge. Think about it in that sense, like, who would I like to invite next to come review this with me? Who would I like to invite next to take a look at this and see what I've done with it and see if they want to try it too? So you're going to have to work on, figuring out what it all, like, just basically the action behind all of this, and keep it very, 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 very simple. Because at the end of the day, this is about talking to people and inviting them into your business. That's it. Those two things: talking to people, inviting them into your business. And then you're going to want to support them once they're here, right? So super, super simple. And then I love this. Nikki actually posted it today. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I wanted you guys to see that it's here. Nikki posted it, my upline, in her team page, and I'm going to post it in our Rank Makers group. But it basically just talks to you about how, like a little checklist for those of you guys that like pen to paper, or at least like a visual that you can keep on your computer every single time you sit down to work, to just kind of keep you on track. You can just print out one sheet and put it in your planner, whatever thing you use on a daily basis, and have that right there. So you don't even have to print it out over and over and over again. You can just say, okay, I've done these things, or I haven't done these things. And they're teaching you how to be really, really, really efficient with your work, okay? Because I know we're all busy. We all have jobs and all that kind of stuff. I promise we're almost done. But accountability is a big thing too, because we set these big goals and it's really easy. I'm the queen of procrastination. I'm the queen of justification and saying, okay, I'm pushing for this big goal, but oh man, like I really want to just go, hang by the pool, or I want to go shopping, or I don't feel like it today, or what have you. I want you guys to surround yourself with amazing people that are going to help hold you accountable. I want you guys to remove that pride of knowing it all from the equation, because none of us know it all. I don't know it all. None of us know it all. And learn from those up, side, down, wherever. Like everybody has brilliant ideas and nobody has the exclusive on them. So I really want you guys to get into the habit of just like, okay, yeah, what can I learn from this person, right? Welcome in that coaching, whether or not they are above you, beside you, whatever. Take that coaching and don't get offended by it, okay? And don't be afraid to hold others accountable, because that's going to be a huge part of this. We're a team. We're running through this together. And so having them hold you accountable and vice versa. And then the last one is your shareholders. Are they on board? And that is your shareholders are your immediate family, your husband, your kids, that kind of thing. I will tell you guys my personal story with this. When we first started and I just like took off right away in the first couple months, yeah, they were on board. It was like we were blowing up and we were in momentum. But I'll tell you when they didn't get on board was when we weren't in momentum, when my mindset went into the gutter and I lost belief in myself, and that caused them to lose belief in me too. And I thought about quitting. 6 months into this business, I thought about quitting, and it got hard and it got yucky and it got kind of trudgy, and like I was walking through mud and that kind of thing. And then at the end of the day, my husband is actually the one, because he knew when we first started, he knew what my goals were long term. And he's like, why are we throwing away all the work you just did to not hit those goals? You didn't come this far to only come this far. And sometimes, y'all, we need that person to just say that to us and be like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? So sharing with them where you want to be and what this is going to mean for your family. And it could mean, in some cases, some temporary sacrifice to go at a faster pace than you originally thought a home business was going to be at. And I'm not asking everybody to do that. I just want you to have realistic conversations with yourself and think about truly what those goals mean and truly how much you want out of this 5 years from now. To how big of a goal are you truly after in this business? It doesn't have to be diamond. That's okay. I'm not saying that at all. I just like the realistic discussions and having your shareholders understand exactly where you are at with it, because it can really change everything in the hard times. The other thing is, so this is my ask. I love this just kind of way that Melissa Eichenhorst has been doing it on her team, and a bunch of other teams are doing it too, because it stems from a corporate call. But forming a group, so looking back at that first slide that I had, and we'll post these in rank markers, like, so we have a running list of who's going for what rank, what everybody's goals are, and that kind of thing. But forming a group with a couple people, 3 to 8, whatever, maybe it's just 2, but people that are positive thinkers, that are enthusiastic about this, have belief in themselves and belief in you, positive attitude, committed, They got to be people you like, because the worst thing on earth is an accountability partner that annoys the crud out of you, right? So you cannot do that. That is not good, and that's not going to bring joy into this business. So find people that are at a similar spot in their business, because there's going to be people racing to diamond with larger teams. They probably have a little bit different focus than the people racing to silver or gold. Or gold or what have you, right? So just think about that and think about the pace aspect, and then try and gather some people and then make a post and say, you know, these are my folks. We're all running in this together. We're all committed and we're all doing this together. And that's just an example of what they've been doing on their team page. But here's the deal, and this is what I love, and this is what I was talking about at the beginning of this call, but you guys, it's like a college crew team. Melissa Eichenhorst gave this example at Super Saturday, and I'm sure you guys got some at your Super Saturdays too, but she gave this brilliant example of the college crew teams. You know, they're rowing together, as they pick up speed, they're just going faster and faster and faster. If one person is rowing in the opposite direction of everybody else, it really causes issues within the team. Or if there's just one person in the rowboat using one paddle, just going in circles over and over and over again. The point of it is, as we row together with the same goals, the same direction, doing the same things and the same ideas, hopes, beliefs, we're going to pick up crazy momentum. Doesn't matter if it's me and Melissa Eichenhorst and, you know, Tara Castaneda and all these people that are in Plexus that are outside of our team. Plexus as a whole is building momentum, and that brings momentum to us on this team. And if we're all rowing in the same way together and having that same success and drive and having the same goals and the same focuses and same passion and not in competition with each other or anything like that, that's going to create company momentum, which creates team momentum, which creates personal momentum. So how we capitalize on all this, shout outs like crazy, Consistency Club, perks. I just posted a really huge perks contest on Team Taylor, where I want you guys shouting people out as they save people from perks with the perks contest. Any kind of effort that you can shout out and say, oh my gosh, you know, Nicole's just been rocking it. She's hosting all these 3-day challenges. She's getting people involved. Those people that you guys are shouting out on here, shout them out on the team pages too. People want that recognition, and guess what? It feels good to edify other people too and celebrate them and make them feel good. So shout out those efforts, the key measures. You know, if they add an ambassador, of course, shout that out too. Any kind of activity, but show up. I always look at belief and passion and just excitement as kind of like a fuel tank that you are responsible for refilling every so often. So seeking out those opportunities, calls like this and all the other opportunities that corporate's putting out and we're putting out as a team, and anytime that you can get together with other like-minded people in your town that are you know, involved in Plexus, whether they're on our team or not, that is going to fill your cup so huge. And then getting involved on the team pages, the more fast-paced and electric and involved our team pages are, the more likely our new folks are just going to start running too, because that is contagious, and they think, oh my gosh, oh wow, okay, these people are passionate and they're having fun with this. I want to be a part of this. I know that's why Amy Welch is even here, is because of the team page and that very thought process. So my other thing is, every single day when my kids get out of our car in the morning, I always tell them, okay, your goal is to do 3 kind things today. Make 3 people feel good about themselves. That's their goal. Every single day, it's the last thing I say to them when they get out of the car. I want you guys to set a goal that's a little bit more aggressive than that, and just make 5 people each day feel good about themselves, whether it's complimenting them on a post on social media, sending them a private message, you know, and just telling them something good about themselves, or thanking them for something they did. Just make them feel good and spread joy, and that is going to just come back into your life tenfold. It's so huge. And it's like, I watch my kids get so excited about, like, well, I did this and this and this, and you know, and making other people feel good changes how they react to you, and it also changes how you feel too. Like it's almost selfish, right? It's so awesome. So the last point I'm going to make with this is you guys can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do, and together we can do this. We can do great things together. That's Mother Teresa. And you guys, as a team, we are in this together, and we are going to do really, really huge things. After this, I'm going to hop on Rank Makers and just do a quick live, because I know a lot of people were asking about perks. So if you do not know how to read that perks report, I'm going to go ahead and do it on there, so that we can have 2 separate videos about this, and I can send a short, quick one to people as they have questions about the perks report. But you guys, we are in this together. We're going to build really, really great things, and this is going to be a really fun year, because the momentum, everything is coming together for the perfect storm for us to have so much fun and to have so much success. So that's all I have for you tonight. But you guys, I love you. I will see you soon, and I'll go hop on that page right now. All right, bye guys.